What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but we are here to cook up some more gaming news on Community Kitchen. And who better to join me than the sous chef of Game Sandwich? Aiden, what are we talking about today?
Well, for starters, I'm still waiting on us to get aprons and chef hats, but that will come later.
Yeah,
Monetized.
we gotta get the gabagool here first before we do any of that. But before we get
But
into this news, we want to say thank you to everybody who likes and subscribes here to Game Sandwich. And if you're new here, consider dropping a sub or subscribble, as Aiden likes to put it, and drop a like on the video. Now,
hey, I did not coin that term. I got it from Jack's Films,
well,
but I still love it.
it's new to the Game Sandwich lore, the realm here. Now, what isn't new is bagging on PlayStation for live service games, and it looks like we are back to chat more about this matter. And yes, for those of you who don't know, we're going to bring up Concord today, just to kind of drive the knife in a little bit. But
It
Aiden,
may be dead, but it never dies.
forever in our hearts. But Aiden, what's exactly happening here today? And what's my new reason to get mad at PlayStation?
Well, according to Bloomberg, originally they canceled two more live service titles, which you can be mad at them or you cannot be mad at them for that, for realizing, hey, maybe this isn't a good venture. I mean, we talked a while back about them continuing live service titles. So,
What's happened?
I mean,
Uh,
deciding to cancel them early seems like probably for the best.
all right. I'm glad you brought up that perspective. I agree. You know, this is better to say, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do these two. Fully agree. And we're going to get into what these games were in a little bit. But I can't help, and it's this argument I brought up in prior videos of, all right, you had these two games slated. Obviously, a lot of work went into them. I don't know how far we got into the whole development rabbit hole. But in that time, again, like I was saying, what could we have gotten that's better in their wheelhouse? I made an analogy today while I was cooking up my breakfast, and we're on Community Kitchen. What better place to talk about it? But it's like the Kansas City Chiefs, they're a popular NFL football team, saying, you know what? We've had our run in football. Like we're a great football team. We know how to play. We got the pieces in place. We're just going to change the whole organization and we're going to be a baseball team now. It's like, yeah, you have all the same pieces, but those don't translate better into, like, in this case for PlayStation, live service games. They got the popular studios like Naughty Dog. They got Bungie. They got Ben Studios. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But it's like you're taking the things that you know work in a certain environment under certain conditions, and you're like, nah, we're going to make this because that's what the industry tells us to do. And I don't know if you've seen the Shohei Yoshida interview with Kinda Funny, but that thing was telling as far as where the company stands, where the industry stands, and where everything else falls into place. But before I
I
yap
did
it,
not see this, so like you might want to break that one down for me.
so long story short, here he one apologized for the PSVR 2. That was pretty damning
As he
itself.
should have.
As he should have. For you, they did talk about Bloodborne a little bit, and his basic
Never gonna happen.
well, his basic route to get there is basically like, hey, like as much as we bag on them for remasters and remakes, buy those and you'll get more. So that was his basic translation. I could be taking things way, way, way like down to the granular level here, but that was pretty much it. But to kind of corral it back to this, what games were we expecting here? Because I feel like that'll change my perspective more of how mad I'm gonna get versus how meh I'm gonna get.
Okay, well, so far, let's break it down like this. The ones that have been released so far are Helldivers 2, which was released just last year. We're almost on the first year anniversary of it.
Wow.
That one's actually good.
Good stuff.
MLB, the show, they release that all the time. That one's live service, so that one, big deal. Then there's also Gran Turismo 7. I mean, again, Gran Turismo, they're well known for it.
Yeah.
It's gonna stop. Then Concord is where they all of a sudden just fell short and it was released and then immediately shut down like 11 days later for underperforming,
11
and
days.
has since become the most infamous game like ever outside of I can't even remember what the one game was that my old manager used to talk about. Like never talk about. But oh, Brink, that
Oh
game.
my gosh. That's PTSD for me. I bought that
There you
game.
go.
I pre-ordered Brink. I remember. Oh my gosh. Was that Ubisoft who made that?
I don't remember.
Oh,
It's just
that's gonna bother me.
that's
I'm
the
looking
other
this
one that
up.
goes down in history as like terrible title.
I'm looking this up
But
so you can
then
continue.
so still in progress. As of right now, the ones that are still in progress are Marathon, which is being developed by Bungie, which I could see at least something good coming from that, considering, I mean, Destiny has done fairly well, and there are a lot of people who like it. So, I mean, Bungie knows what they're doing. It could be good, could be bad. Like, I'm like kind of iffy 50-50 on it, really. Fair Games from Haven. Fair Games is being, of course, developed by the people who made Payday. They know what they're doing when it comes to heist games. This is another heist game. I could see it going really well,
Mm,
especially since it's like leaning into like a big like sci-fi cyberpunk kind of deal.
okay.
Could see it going quite well. Then apparently there is a Horizon MMO from Morilla,
Mm,
and that one is where I'm starting to do the I don't see it going well. And then along with that, there is Gummy Bears from some unknown studio that was formerly under Bungie.
I think I seen
And
concept art for that. It kind of, now that you brought up Brink, real quick, publisher Bethesda Softworks. Oh my gosh. Developer Splash Damage. Just in case you wanted to know about Brink, if anyone cares about that game. 2011, by the way. Good year.
yep, amazing here.
Did you mention the God of War game?
No, no, not yet.
Okay, oh, not yet.
So these are the ones still in progress. Now, along with that, we also have an unknown live service game from Jason Blundell, who's the former lead of Deviation. And now we're on to the canceled ones.
Oh,
The official list of like the canceled live service games, which includes, yes, the first one on the list here is the God of War live service title.
I. All right. I want to dissect one title from the still in progress ones. The Horizon MMO thing. Call me crazy. This could be their Elder Scrolls Online. I'm just gonna
You know,
say.
I could see that, but I
Okay.
also don't see it going extremely well. I
Yeah.
mean, I loved Horizon. I loved the
Yeah.
first one. One of my personal like favorite games of like the last like 10 years.
Yeah. It's a great
Absolutely
game.
loved it.
Uh,
Now, Forbidden West was like, not as great, but it was still good to me, and I love the world, but I don't want to see it in MMO form.
well, that comes with the territory. Like, whenever Elder Scrolls Online was first announced, I was on my Skyrim wave, as many people know, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is everything I wanted. It's just gonna be Elder Scrolls Online. Duh. But I feel as if that experience, at least to me, as someone who enjoys the single player stuff, that felt watered down. I don't know how to, like, translate it that well outside of
I
saying
mean,
it's been watered down. Do you.
it's Fallout 76, you
Yeah,
know?
there we
Like,
go. Yeah.
everyone who loves a standard single player Fallout game, oh, you want to get into Fallout 76? Cool. It's way different.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Where it's like the core of the game is there. Like it's got
Yeah.
that, it's got the Pit Boy, it's got power armor, blah blah blah, the vault, everything. But something isn't there. Like there's something lacking under the surface. But I don't know. I'm gonna hold out hope for Horizon just because that franchise has a lot of space to kind of inhabit as far as the world goes, as far as like different ways they can approach it. But one thing you
Yeah.
did say there was, yeah, like I'm open to it, but again, execution. is very key, and
Yeah.
they've proven more often than not, yeah, they can't do it. Like, they just can't for whatever reason.
I mean, I could see it. I could see it because like part of it is the proving and stuff, like the proving trials and everything. Like part of that is like you could go through those trials in the beginning. You could learn to become a warrior as like your own character. Cool. That would be great. Then venture out into the world, and then there you go. You could learn to craft, survive, and everything like that. But I'm sick of seeing titles in that realm
Yep.
go down the route of like it's another Pal World or it's another like or whatever or Ark. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Like it would just be Ark but with robot dinosaurs when you really think about it.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, but I don't know. I'm still on brink. I gotta close this window on my laptop. Um, as far as like to transition to the God of War game, that's the one where I'm like, what do you do? Like, what is the premise there? Like, do you become a, for lack of better terms, a God of War, and you like, I don't know, like what would the game be? Like, am I missing something, or is it like,
Okay, hear me out here. One person plays as Kratos, everybody else plays as gods. And that one person is just like it's an isometric horror game kind of deal. Where
no?
like
What's that
the one
game?
person has to go against all those gods.
No, no. What was that game? What was that game where we're all like monster hunters and there's like the Kraken? What is it? Oh my gosh, this is gonna eat away at me.
Oh, I can't think of it.
It was way back in the day. They were like, "Oh, this is going to be the new take on like multiplayer," and it's like four people. You're hunting one giant monster that looks like Cthulhu, and yeah, they were like,
I mean,
"Oh,
are you?
was it Evolve?"
Yeah, yeah, I think.
That yes, it was Evolve 2K.
Yeah,
That's what that reminds me of, and clearly that doesn't really work well. Granted, like I'm just stuck as far as like what could that be? Like God of War, like out of
yeah,
all IP to use, it's kind of like why God of War? Like I can't think like right now. Maybe I can craft a game in my mind later on, but what world does that translate? Like the world is pretty much solved. Like we're moving on to another pantheon, I assume, or someone's
yeah.
taking up some mantle. I'm always in the camp of Atreus should get like one of those Miles Morales games, and that's the next God of War game, and then you figure out the rest down the road. But yeah, I'm glad if they canceled that one. That was the one to go, because then you start. This is the bigger picture here. You taint the IP. Like if that game comes out and is another Concord, people are gonna just be off of God of War, and that's a very, very good
Oh
franchise
yeah.
for them. Which they got the show coming out soon, hopefully. Yeah, like I'm worried if they taint the IP there, does it recover?
No, yeah. I mean, I honestly like I'm in that same boat right there, where it's just where what happens if it fails? Does everyone just go, "Oh, I hate God of War now, and I don't want to play the next single player title"? That affects it later on too,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, it could take a major dive. On top of that, now this one I'm actually kind of upset that it's canceled, just mainly because I could really see it being good. And let me paint the picture for you here. Did you ever play a game on the GameCube way back in the day called Cell Damage?
Cell damage, no.
Okay, you are driving around in cars with like Wayne's like crazy wacky characters,
Oh,
and you hit boxes, get weapons on your car, and then you just start slicing and dicing people.
I like this art style. It's kind of like Hi-Fi
Okay,
Rush.
yeah, it was a great game. I absolutely loved it whenever I was a kid. Now, the next live service title that was canceled is Twisted Metal.
Oh, John's
Now,
rolling over in his. Oh, he probably felt that in the force.
I mean, I could see that one being good. Make it
Yeah.
like another Cell Damage where you're just driving around collecting like weapons and then just blasting each other. That would be so much fun to me.
Well, that's a thing where it's like I can see them releasing that game free of charge on like PlayStation Premium or whatever they want to
Yeah.
call it. And it's like, hey, there you go. I look back to a game like Fusion Frenzy for the Xbox. that was pretty big for them back in the day. And it's like,
Yeah,
sure, it's their take on Mario Party, but like, as far as a party game to kind of get out there, there's the show that did pretty well from what I gathered. And it's like, here's a live service game, free of charge, older PlayStation IP that can be like, yeah, we're gonna release it. It's free. Like, buy it if you want. Again, we made a
yeah,
point. I think I was talking to John about this. It could be their Rocket League. There you
it
go.
could.
But
They
what?
could do different game modes with it too.
Yeah,
They could make it a Rocket League where you can kill the other team.
yeah, a Rocket League or a party thing. Like, I don't know how you would translate, Motor Derby into like a party game. Like, I
Yeah.
remember the one game that stands out. I don't know how it relates to the subject, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Doritos Crash Course. That was huge back in the day of the Xbox 360. And if like you release a game like that for free and it's Twisted Metal, there's going to be people that download it.
Oh, definitely.
They're doing it
And
wrong.
now, after this, we have a Bend Studio multiplayer game that leaks indicate say it was sci-fi, but Bend Studio, if you didn't know, people, they were the ones who made Days Gone.
Good game.
So there's that. Days Gone was a decent game. I didn't love it, but I thought it was decent.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that did like it. So, I mean, a live service game, I don't know where they'd go with it, but I mean, sci-fi, I imagine they might maybe take an alien spin with it.
Like Xenomorph Alien or just
Yeah.
like,
Kind of
oh,
like just because they did zombies before, so it'd be like kind of like Alien versus Predator kind of deal in my mind.
are we
But
thinking like a Space Marine kind of deal? Because that's
yeah,
popular
I'm
now.
thinking,
Helldivers.
like I'm thinking like be on a spaceship, survive against like
Oh,
something hunting you through the spaceship kind of deal.
matter of fact, great you brought that up. Here's a yap session into the video. I watched Alien Romulus for the first time last night. Great movie. The IP's hot. Someone get on a new Alien game, and it'll be fun. But I do like that
I mean, the
concept.
last ones were good.
The last, yeah, wasn't it Romulus?
Yeah.
That was the new one. Yeah, that's the one I watched. It
I
was
mean, the last
insane.
Alien game, like, wasn't it Isolation or something? Like, that one was
Oh,
amazing to me.
yeah, I haven't played it. I gotta try it. But yeah, like again, you pitched a concept where if we're talking about live service games, I don't see a game like that. Like I don't see a thing where like granted we brought up Evolve and how that tanked, but like if you're on a space station and one of the xenomorphs are chasing you, I don't see like how that could not do fairly well. Again, set your expectations at different levels here. But why
Yeah.
not? Like, these are games that maybe people will be into. We talk about games like Lethal Company and stuff like that. Who would have thought a game like that would take off? And it's here you
Yeah.
go. Here's other games you could probably do.
I mean, Among Us, like, skyrocketed in popularity, like, 5 years after it was made,
Yeah. I mean,
too.
it goes to show you.
It's never too late.
Never someone tell the people who axed Concord, you maybe need more than 11 days. But again, to kind of encapsulate this in a bubble, I think that's the problem. Any live service game coming forward for PlayStation at least, you're going to have that blemish of Concord. People are going to say, is this the next Concord? I feel like whenever you look through the review of the game, it's going to be like, oh, this game offers blah, blah, blah. Is it the next Concord? No or yes. Like that's going to be the blemish on them for many years, and it goes to show you how one good game or one bad game I should say can sink your ship.
Yeah. No, it really can.
Concord, you dog, you.
Uh,
Do we ever see that coming back like free to play?
no, no.
Oh, I'm still.
Everyone gave up on it. Everyone's been talking shit on it. It's never coming back.
Darn it, they made a special edition controller for it. What are they going to do with that now? Oh, well, you know.
It'll it'll go for a lot of money as a collector's item, like way down the line.
I should have invested in Concord. This thing like Bitcoin. I was investing in Microsoft points, but I wasn't investing in Bitcoin back in the day. But any closing thoughts on this live
Well,
service thing from
there
PlayStation?
there's more.
Oh,
There's
there's
more
more.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Billy Mays, watch out.
Okay. And then there's more.
There you go.
But the next one on the list is a live service game from Deviation that was allegedly canceled Before Deviation was shut down, there was also a canceled game from Bungie that was codenamed Payback, which I have no idea what the hell that would be.
Need for Speed. That's what it was. Everyone loves that.
I mean, that would be nice. I wouldn't. I would like a Need for Speed. Give me Most Wanted. Come on.
Yeah. Or Need for Speed
That
Payback.
would,
I think that's one of the titles. Sounds
that
about
would give me
right.
Carbon. I really liked Carbon.
Ooh, I do love Carbon.
But so Deviation games, that one specifically, the uh the title was supposedly being worked on by Jason Blundell, and who is like someone from Activision and
Oh,
Call of Duty. I don't remember exactly who he is. Maybe that's the guy who was behind Zombies. I don't know.
could be.
I don't remember people's names that much. If you tell me it's the Zombies guy, I would know.
There you go.
And then finally, there's a last one that is that's a live service fantasy game that was being made from London Studios, and that one I have no idea what the hell it would be. There's no information on it. There's not even any leaks. It's just a fantasy live service title.
He
But
was the zombies guy. So you're spot
hey,
on
I was
there.
right.
Spot on.
Now, see, that upsets me because that would be awesome, especially if he made like a new version of Zombies that was just live service.
Ooh.
I'd be down for it because we all know that Zombies is the best part of Call of Duty. I dare you to prove me otherwise.
My friend hit my friend hit like round 100. He stayed up like from 7 p.m. to like 5:30 the next morning and he got to round 100. So shout out to him, but I could never. My bedtime's very early. But yeah, why are they doing this? Like I get they said they want to cast a wide net, but how wide is too wide? And then we talk about using assets and time and money. Like, come on. Like, this
I
was a lot.
overlooked some.
You
I overlooked
overlooked.
some on the list.
Oh
Yeah,
my. The gift that
I
keeps on
overlooked
giving.
two of them. My bad. The Last of Us multiplayer, which a lot of people surprisingly wanted because they experimented with multiplayer, and apparently it was good. I couldn't get into it, but apparently a fair amount of people enjoyed it.
Nah. Hey,
But
I see that coming back attached to the next The Last of Us game. Mark it down
yeah,
now.
I could see it. I don't want them to do it, but I
Yeah,
could see it.
they're gonna.
And then finally, the last one, and this actually is the last one, people,
Oh,
is a Spider-Man multiplayer game.
I am very glad. That was the Spider-Verse where you like...
Yeah,
Oh, again, you're making the wrong games, PlayStation. No one needs
yeah,
fair games. We got Payday, let's say live action, a live service Spider-Verse game.
yeah,
That insane. That would be absolutely great. Yet they're like, nah, we don't need it. I think I've seen
yeah.
concepts for it, like leaked images and stuff like
I
that.
mean, it'd especially be cool if you could make your own Spider-Man, or if they just had like, in general, it was just a war of Spider-Men battling each
Yeah.
other. Like I'd be totally down for it.
Yet they won't make it, and they'll be like, why aren't you buying our games? Because you're making the wrong ones. Hello. And it's like, again, we're saying here, it's not that, like, you shouldn't make live service games. It's the ones you're making that, like, do not resonate with your fans.
Yeah, they are choosing just to make the wrong ones, especially with like games like Concord. It is just they're missing a lot, but at least we have Helldivers.
There's a bright
Helldivers is
spot.
good.
Again, it's like you never thought that game would hit, and I don't
Yeah,
think PlayStation thought it would hit as much as it does.
I
And
don't know. The
it's
first one hit hard.
yeah, but when was that? That was way back in the day.
I mean, the first Helldivers. I don't remember when it was released, but
And it wasn't even the same like play
it
style, right?
was it was 2015, so it's been 10 years
Oh,
almost.
oh my gosh. That's a year after I graduated high school. Oh,
Yeah,
and I'm here. I'm still here, still kicking. Oh, the PlayStation, I don't know. They're still doing whatever they do. Do we have any more live service games? Because I feel like there's a
no,
lot more. Okay, good.
no.
Do we have any
That's the
closing
list.
do we have any closing thoughts? A message to send to PlayStation here to kind of be like, hey, don't do that, stupid.
Oh wait, shit. There's one more. I'm just
I
joking.
wouldn't doubt it, honestly. They're like, hey, here's a live service Astrobot game. Which I just spoke it into existence. I'm sorry.
No, I just am saying, PlayStation, pay attention to the fan base. Give us what we want, please. Give us more Jak and Daxter. Sly Cooper, I could take or leave, but give us more Jak and Daxter.
He said.
I mean, we've seen a lot of Sly Cooper, so
Yeah.
and we haven't seen as much Jak and Daxter, so
I can only hold
Give
out
me that.
hope. No, they're gonna give me like Ape Escape, which, hey,
I'd be
take
happy.
it. I'll take it. Am I just settling now? Is that they broke me that much, or I'm just settling for Ape Escape at this point? I don't know.
Give me Bloodborne 2 already, damn it.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you there. But in case you want to talk more about this here subject matter, or talk about more of your favorite games in general, why don't you consider joining our Discord, because links to that is all in the video description down below. But as of right now, this has been another episode of Community Kitchen, and I've been joined by the chef himself, the maestro, Aiden, and I've been Kalo, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.